Moon Podcast Escalation! Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan D. White.
My name is Chris Sims, and this is Sailor Business. It's the podcast where we have watched almost every single episode of the classic 1990s Sailor Moon anime and talk about why we love it so much. And this is our penultimate episode, or at least it's the penultimate episode of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Yes, because we are watching episode 199. And to help us talk about it, we have invited someone who Sailor Moon has had a great impact on your life. It's my wife, AC Sullivan.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi. Long time no see,
Yeah.
Jordan White.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen you in person since your wedding.
Yeah. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Gee whiz.
yeah, it's been a minute.
Mhm.
But you know what happened, I guess, 6 years ago? 7 now? It'll be 7 in May?
It'll be 7 on May
Yeah.
20th.
May 20th, 2014,
Mhm.
right? Jeepers.
Yes.
May 20th, 2014, Sailor Moon debuted on Hulu,
Yep.
and AC and I watched it, watched the first episode as our first date when we were long distance.
Less than a month till the anniversary.
Wow, 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done anything for 7 years.
Later that year, I launched this podcast.
You are unable to do anything without monetizing it. That is true.
Correct.
Yes.
But yeah, I was usually asked what people's history is with Sailor Moon, but that's the big one for
Yeah.
you and I.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, also, you don't usually ask that of returning guests. You ask about developments.
That's true. But I did think it was important.
Of course. Let's
Yes.
reestablish the canon.
Right, right. It's a recap page. Because that is why you wanted to come on for the last 2 episodes of the show.
Yes.
Because it is our lives that have been affected the most by this thing that I've been talking about so long.
Very much so.
Do you have any Sailor Moon developments in your life that I am not aware of?
That you haven't spoiled already?
I know. No, not really.
That's fair.
I know. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, we've all been inside for a year.
Yeah.
But I have a Sailor Moon development.
Wait, what?
It's not really a Sailor Moon development,
Oh.
but it is a development.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
All 3 of the people you are hearing on this show right now are vaccinated
Oh, that's true.
against the coronavirus. And I don't know if you have been waiting for an anime podcast to tell you to go get vaccinated who's on the fence and needs that. But if that's you, go get vaccinated, Sailor Moon says.
Yeah. I think everyone over 16 is eligible now. So,
Yeah.
if you're under 16, I'm sorry. But hopefully someday.
If you're under 16, I would be very curious to know why you are listening to 2 old men talk about anime on a podcast.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Can I talk about menstruation on this podcast? Is that okay?
No, that's
Sorry.
forbidden, actually.
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. We don't even say star gentle uterus. we're like star gentle, you know.
I want to
No,
make
go
sure
ahead. Go
you have
ahead.
boundaries. Okay, so a thing about the second shot that everyone who menstruates should know is that there does seem to be a second shot. Like something about it is affecting menstrual cycles. So like your menstrual cycle right after your second shot will be very heavy or longer than usual or whatever. I've had 2 periods since, and I've had the worst cramps of my life. It's terrible. But
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's
Not about it being the worst of your life, but
right. No, it's very and it doesn't seem and I don't say that to be like and you so you don't get it. No, you should get it. There doesn't seem to be any like long-term harm or anything. Like you don't have to worry about it if like you're pregnant or anything. But there's a thing. So watch out for like maybe make sure you have pads and tampons or whatever you use on hand. Like I know someone who doesn't like skips her like skips her placebo pills every month, and like she's had spotting, and like there's been anecdotal evidence of like postmenopausal people like all of a sudden having weird breakthrough. Anyway, it's very strange. And also there is a study happening of like people who menstruate who have had at least one shot out of the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana, and they're just looking for more qualitative evidence of that there is a link so that they can maybe look into it, because science doesn't really care about about menstruation. So definitely get vaccinated, and also be aware that this is a thing. And I'm gonna it would be cool if you guys could link to that survey in the show notes. I will give it to you. But yeah, one of those things that like no one is talking about.
Yeah, that's probably the most practical information our audience has ever gotten from this show.
Only made slightly less so by the fact that who knows when we will post this episode.
It'll look.
It will still be relevant whenever you put it up. Yeah.
Also, part of the reason I said that, because I'm happy that we can, like, we're on the verge of being able to, like, go do things again. Like, I got my shot earlier this week, and, like, I felt driving home, like, the least depressed I felt in a year. Like, it felt like, oh, I did make it through this thing. So, A, if you're listening to this, congratulations. You made it through the thing. And B, like, we're all coming out of it, which is nice.
By the time they hear this, we'll have already all passed our 2 weeks probably. So we'll all be out partying. No, that's not
yeah. I'm going to be staying home by choice.
Yes.
Do you guys have a Krispy Kreme donuts near you?
Oh yeah. I went by on my way home.
You know it.
Yeah, yes. I don't. The closest one for me is in the city, and I'm not there ever. So
it's a North Carolina company, man.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah, out of Winston-Salem.
There you go. Lucky.
But yeah, I'm just like, I genuinely do not know if I will be at any conventions this year. I assume you will be when they have conventions again, because it's still your job. It's kind of not mine anymore.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it'll all depend. It'll depend on how the world is going. And they're not going to force us, I don't think. But also, I don't know. It depends on what conventions exist. Like, I think they're doing 3 of the big ones are happening late in the year. I'm definitely not going to Thanksgiving San Diego, though.
Yeah, that's that's ruining 2 things. But yeah, like, one of the nice things about this show has been, like, when people see me at a con and come up and say, hey, that's how I met Shannon. That's how I met a lot of people who wound up being on the show and wound up being friends. And that's been it's one of the only reasons I like going to shows anymore. But I look forward to having the opportunity to see everybody again. Like, it's going to be nice, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure, and it's a bummer because we always said when we get to episode 200, we would have a Sailor Business convention, but now we can't. That's the only reason we're not doing it.
Yeah.
So sorry.
We'll do it in Fortnite. With that concert they did in Fortnite.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know what is Fortnite.
Yeah, I've never played it. I mean, I don't play video games almost ever, so there you go. Although I did break out my. Did I ever tell you this? I broke out my Wii, my original recipe Wii, to play Lego Star Wars, the old one, the one that only has 6 movies in it, and it's been fun.
Did you play with Darian?
Well, he watches. Although, again, he watches and is excited for like 5 minutes, and then he's like, "Cool, you stay here. I'm going to go have fun. Bye."
That's very funny. All right, now that we have established some Sailor business,
mm-hmm.
I see no reason why we shouldn't just go ahead and get into the penultimate episode of Sailor Moon, the one where it's all happening, the one that confirms the last episode will not be a clip show, which is what I was worried about.
That's right. Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's do it. This week we have watched episode 199 of Sailor Moon. It is called The Light of Hope, Final Battle for the Galaxy. Maybe should have used that title for the next episode. Written by Ryota Yamaguchi, directed by Masahiro Hosoda, and the animation director was Michiaki Sugimoto. It originally aired on February 1st, 1997.
That's interesting, because that makes me realize that means that, I never thought about this part of it before, of the timing for my life, in the sense that Sailor Moon wasn't over yet when I got into it. Like, when I was in high school and I liked Sailor Moon, it wasn't over.
Yeah, I guess, I would have gotten into it around probably 96, 97.
Yeah. Wow. That sort of blows my mind. So probably, I remember seeing stuff about the Starlight. So it was probably, again, some of my fandom in high school anyway, was while this was all happening. But that's crazy. I didn't realize that. I didn't remember.
Yeah, I think all of us have memories of these episodes being so far beyond what we had experienced with the show.
Oh yeah.
Babe, I know that you were on the Angel Fire pages.
Yeah, so I first encountered all of these characters, like the Sailor Starlights and Sailor Galaxia and Sailor Chibi Chibi Moon, on Angel Fire web rings around the turn of the century. And I did not have access to any of those episodes because it was the 1900s.
Yeah.
And I was a child. So I was not able to watch these. So I thought that all of these characters were OCs. Because we also had OCs. There were also OCs.
Sure.
They would be mixed in with the OCs. I cannot remember my OCs right
and
now.
if I showed you a picture of some Sailor Alpha Centauri or whatever, who would be have sparkly purple hair and wear a Sailor Moon costume, and then I showed you a picture of Sailor Iron Mouse,
right,
and said, which of these do you think is in this show?
Right. Yeah.
Well, and the same for this. I mean, the same also goes strongly for the Starlights, because you'd probably think they were a weird sex thing version of Sailor Moon,
because they've got the shiny vinyl costumes with the little shorts.
Right.
Yeah. They're showing a lot more skin than the Sailor Scouts, and that's saying something.
Yeah. We'll get into it. There's an element of this episode that is about how, Sailor Guardians, are everywhere in the galaxy. They all have Japanese schoolgirl uniforms as part of their costumes. Yeah. It's just a thing in the galaxy, which I do want to address. But first, we have to play one of our games. We have to do a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where we decide what this episode would have been titled if, in, say, 1997, it had been brought over by our friends at Deke or Cloverway and given a terrible American dub title, or Canadian dub title, I guess. Babe, do you have one for this episode?
No.
Fair.
I don't.
I just came up with one, and it's kind of poking fun of the show a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's Still Dying.
That's good. Because a fun thing about this is AC doesn't usually watch the show with me when I watch.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the first episode you had seen in a while, and I was like, yeah, Galaxia has been murdering them for about 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's a little long.
My title, because it is the late 90s, this episode would be called Galaxia Goes Medieval.
Oh wow,
that's pretty good.
They're Pulp Fiction referencing now.
Yeah, every show had to do one. But yes, that is our episode that we have this week, and it is simultaneously I have now watched 198 episodes of this show, plus 3 movies, plus I think 2 short films.
2 short films. It's 2 little specials. Yeah. I don't remember how long they were, but yeah.
And this episode, I felt was largely incomprehensible.
Yeah, I mean, so last episode I talked about learning about what you should and shouldn't do when you watch Sailor Moon, what it's made for and what it works as, and kind of in a slightly similar but not quite as comprehensive vein. Watching this episode, it definitely made me go, you definitely should not watch the last whatever it is, 10 episodes of this series over the course of 5 months, like we've been doing. They should be watched relatively close together.
Yeah, we maybe should have like just barreled through these.
Like it's dragging. It's dragging.
Simultaneously, I kind of don't understand what is happening with Galaxia or with Chibi Chibi. This episode also did what I think is a really, really great job of taking someone who has seen every episode of this show and subverting my expectations multiple times, because I kept having the thought, oh, are they just going to do that thing?
Like, you were probably like, oh, next episode is going to be a clip episode because they're about to resolve everything.
Yeah. I was sitting here going, oh, are they really just going to beat her by just doing all their attacks at one time? No. Are they actually going to do this by Usagi just going, hey, let's be friends? No, in fact, she is going to cut the thing in half. Like, that was fun. That was a really fun bit for this.
Yes, although, again, I've said this for pretty much every episode for the last bazillion episodes, it's not enough content for this episode. There's just not enough. There should be more stuff in this episode. There really should.
It's not paced well. It's they had the number of episodes before they had the episodes.
I mean, going out on 200, I get. Although, what's funny about that, Chris, is that it's frickin' Sailor Moon. If there's any show where you could go, we need 5 more episodes, this is the one where you go, yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
They do the same thing 5 more times. It's fine. Oh, here's another monster. It's a sexy what? I don't know. What's near me? Soda can. Good.
I miss the sexy easy bake oven.
I mean, that's the thing, is that I do too. This is why I'm saying we spent way too much time on this last bunch of episodes, because it's not what Sailor Moon is. And so it's making me go, where's the actual Sailor Moon plots?
Yeah.
It's fine.
So let's
do it though.
We've kind of talked it up, but let's get into it. Jordan, what can you tell me about the Sailor Wars?
Well, okay. There's actually things I want to get to before the Sailor Wars. The first one is, you watched this on Hulu?
I did. Oh, yeah. I'm glad that you are bringing this up, because I noticed it when we recorded the last episode. This episode started auto-playing, and I almost talked about it then, but I'm glad that you're bringing it up now.
It starts with a mature audience warning.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Now, I think I know why. Except that the reason that I had in my mind when it started was, it's going to be because of this, which is a thing I remember from the ending of Sailor Moon. But it mostly does not happen in this episode. So do you have any idea why this episode is like, I can see why they put mature warning on that?
I thought I had it figured out when one of my favorite anime and tokusatsu tropes happens, which is when Usagi gets hit so hard she detransforms. But like, she's in the ribbons the whole time. She's actually wearing more than her costume at the time.
See, I think you might be right, though. I think that's why it is.
Was it the violence?
No, honestly, I think you're right. I think it's the detransformation.
Yeah, but like, it's like, I don't know.
No, but it can't be the violence, because again, as we said, it has been a 5-episode sequence of, and then this person gets brutally murdered, and then this, like, if every one of these had a warning, I'd say, yeah, sure, but it's not. This whole show for the last 5 episodes has been about the death of Hope, literally.
I feel like if they were going to put the warning on any of them, it would be the one where Uranus and Neptune got it.
Which is also this one.
I mean, they do show it again. Yeah.
They show the entire sequence again.
Which has the amazing line. Oh, I forgot to tell you about it, babe. There's when Uranus and Neptune are pretending to betray the rest of the Sailor Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're still like super flirting with each other while it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And Haruka basically says, "I'll see you in hell," but not as like a mean thing, as a like, "Hey, see you in hell." Like, it's amazing. It's perfect.
I love them. So good.
So yeah, they show the whole extended fading away to death and then reaching for each other one last time thing again. Which what was funny about that to me was, well, that it's a very extensive sequence to do in full again. But then also that they do that sad sequence and then immediately go
The act break hitting was very good. It's either they have no idea what they're doing when they make the show, or they know exactly what they're doing.
Okay, so then we can get into the Sailor Wars.
Right. So, the Sailor Wars, they rage across the galaxy. Every planet has schoolgirls who fight evil.
Although, when they show the illustration of that, they just show the inner Senshi.
Well, Haruka's there.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it's our scouts.
And then we get to the chaos. The root of all evil was finally defeated and sealed away. This is a thing we've heard about before by the legendary Sailor Guardian, the mightiest guardian of all the guardians. She stabs her sword into the ground of something, and darkness absorbs the sword, and light shoots up into the sky, and everything is great again.
Yes. I did. Here's the thing. I was pretty sure that we have been watching a show about like the mightiest or best Sailor Guardian, the one that
Psych
was reincarnated a couple times.
Sure.
But whatever. Also, I do think, given that they don't generally have the accoutrement that you might expect, I do feel like maybe she became the mightiest Sailor Guardian just by virtue of the fact that she has a sword. No one else seems to, but she seems to have a weapon that she uses to hit things.
Uranus.
That's a small sword.
Oh, sorry.
It's a small sword. It's not big.
Okay, there is one thing about this episode that I didn't understand. So maybe if either of you can understand
okay.
something. No, honestly, a lot of it I think I get. And as we get to it, I'll do my best to let you know what I understand or think I understand, and maybe I'm wrong about.
Okay.
But we keep cutting to images of a lady with purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
Are we... Do you know who that is?
I interpreted that, and babe, I don't know about you, but I thought it was internally what was happening in Galaxia. That's whoever the real Galaxia is, that's her in her psyche, overwhelmed by the chaos.
Yes, that's what I got from it.
Okay, so that's the good legendary legendary Silver Guardian. No, legendary Sailor Guardian inside of her, trapped by chaos.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. It just they just literally kept flashing to that woman, and I was just like, who am I supposed to? Who is? I don't understand.
Well, because she is the same character that we see at the beginning.
She doesn't look like her to me.
Okay, we see her in her sailor uniform, and she seals the evil. And then there is a shot of the purple lady that we keep seeing when she's talking about how, because what happened, folks, I guess we need to say this. She absorbed the chaos, but then because she absorbed it into herself, it has taken her over. It is sealed within her body and has turned her evil and caused her to do a significant amount of murders.
Maybe I haven't gotten to that point yet in right now.
It's about 4 minutes in. It's at Blaze it. It's at 4:20.
4:20 is when we see her. That is the moment I was looking, but I don't see any narration about it. Do we?
Yeah, it's there. It's there, I think.
Okay. Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. That makes some sense. So I'll buy that. But I definitely was like, who is that and why? Okay. Great.
Unless this show is going to introduce a new character next episode, which I would not put past them.
AC, can you weigh in on a thing that I think we've discussed before, but I don't know where we came down on it? The gold loops on Galaxia's head, are those her hair or her crown?
Oh, it's got to be her crown, right?
It's just weird looking either way, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah. You're correct.
So for a while there, I was like, oh, she just has blonde hair sticking out the top of her crown. But especially if she originally had purple hair, then I guess that can't be right.
Well, I don't know. We're looking at it now.
Yeah, it's Galaxia's costume. When we see her in action in this,
it's top tier. It's so good.
The costume's good. The head part is very difficult to parse.
Yes.
But I like her, chunky golden sailor armor.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it.
I have no idea if that's supposed to be her hair or not.
Okay, so yeah, I honestly can't tell. So I'm trying. Okay, so maybe you were right, and maybe I don't understand this episode as well as I thought I did.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. I had to go through, like, when we actually do find out what happens, what the deal is with Chibi Chibi in this episode, I did have to watch it twice and then ask AC to explain it to me.
Yes.
Because I could not get
Yes,
it.
you did.
So the motivation here, right?
Right.
Of Galaxia, she locks this evil within her, and she goes, all right, I am the most powerful person in the galaxy. I know what's best for everyone. Obviously, like that's a thing we all, I don't want to say we all understand it, we all feel it. I mean, like, but that's a thing we all know.
Yeah.
We've all heard this idea before. The good person does the thing so good, and then they go, I'm actually should tell everyone what to do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, I will go around and steal the crystals out of all of the other people who are like me. Like, not for any, like, I don't really understand why, because they don't seem to do much.
This is literally Emerald Twilight. This is literally Hal Jordan.
Oh.
From the DC universe in what would have been, I guess, 95.
Wow.
You know, I always, when I read, this is going to make me sound like a psycho probably, but when I read 0 Hour, I was always kind of like, I mean, he's not that wrong. Like, he's destroying the universe. Yeah, I get it. Everybody's going to die. But he's going to make it better. He's going to undo the bad things. That sounds good, right?
Yeah, he's going to undo all the 80s comics. Listen, we're just going to skip ahead to 1998 when Justice League gets relaunched. That's all he's going to do.
Plus, like, the thing that always weirded me out about that is that, so they stop him, right? Okay, so the plot, for those of you listening, the plot of this comic is...
Right, this is 0 Hour.
For me.
Yes.
Oh, for you? Okay, yeah. I didn't realize.
This is 0 Hour, A Crisis in Time.
Uh-huh.
The DC
which is
heroes
in reverse order. Don't read it 0 to 5. You got to read 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Of course.
You're right. So the DC heroes in the present of whatever year that is, right? They're like, oh, something's bad in the universe. Like, but like the universe is not just space; it's time. And literally, the universe is ending from the beginning and the end at the same time. So like, non-existence is moving both backwards and forwards towards the present from the past and the future, which doesn't actually make sense, but sure, like, whatever. Okay, so of course it is. Of course
it's so that they can fix the Legion of Superheroes, which takes place in the 30th century.
Right. All of that. A bunch of reasons. And they were because they were fixing Crisis is what they were doing. But fine. So the past and the future are both ending simultaneously and moving towards the present. And eventually, just cutting past all the stuff that happens, they find out that it has all been engineered by Hal Jordan, who used to be Green Lantern, but then, went crazy and fell.
Yeah,
and
because there was Doomsday, and Doomsday killed Superman, and then the cyborg Superman showed up, and he destroyed Chaos City, which is where Hal Jordan lived. Yeah. So Hal Jordan killed 3,600 other people and stole their magic space rings.
Mm-hmm.
But again, so he's going. No, guys. I when they all figured out he's him, they're like, Hal, you're like a good dude in the old days. What are you doing? And he's like, no. Yes, I get it. I'm killing everyone because I'm ending all time and space. But my plan is that then I go back and I restart the universe from scratch. And every time that something really awful happens, I just kind of step in and go, that's not going to happen. And I save all of those people who died, and I save all of those people who died, and I save all those people who died. And then everything is back and a little bit better. And everybody goes, you can't play God. Who are you to play God? And they stop him. But the part that is weird about that to me is they stop him like after he has already destroyed the universe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that means Superman and his buddies, but like Superman specifically, right? Superman goes, okay, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to like hit play on the universe. And then we're going to sit back, watch everyone suffer and die. And then when we get to our present, then we'll jump back in and we'll be okay. But like, yes, all of those people who suffered and died that he was going to save, we're just going to like try to plug our ears and close our eyes and not hear that, even though I am Superman, so I'll definitely hear it. And I was just like, that is weird. That is weird.
Yeah, here's the thing about 0 Hour, Jordan. It's not good. It's no Final Night, which is where
I was into it.
Which is where Hal Jordan dies by reigniting the sun. after the sun goes out because it got eaten by a sun eater.
Sure.
What I'm saying is that is basically Galaxia's plan, which means that Sailor Moon ripped off Zero Hour, but eventually it will turn out that Hal Jordan did all this because he had contained an evil space entity inside his body that was corrupting him. So Jeff Johns then ripped off Naoko Takeuchi and stole that.
So he's always been really good at his job.
Excellent.
Okay.
Just fantastic.
Goodness.
It's okay.
It's the circle of life.
Say it.
It's the circle of life.
Right. So Galaxia.
Oh no! I can never be employed by DC Comics. Oh no! That was my dream.
So Galaxia has gone around and she has taken all of it's the star seeds, right? Like that's what she does.
Yes, but again, I don't know what good they are, other than making the person who it's taken out of die. Like, she's got a collection that might as well be a collection of tongues and ears, right? Like, it doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah. I don't, again, I feel like that's not clear. Like, because that's not what's powering her. She's just, like, super powerful.
I mean, I guess... Like, again, honestly, if I to put on my editor hat, that would have been my note. Like, can we say that every one of them she gets makes her more powerful? Like, that would be sensible. And that's why she is, like, unbeatable right now, is because she's already got 27,000 of these things.
I was just looking at the top of Galaxia's head, like when she leans over to laugh at the Starlight's paltry efforts. And I was about to be like, oh no, it's definitely her hair because it, like, has parts. But then there's, like, an even tinier crown sitting on top of it. So I don't know.
So she tells the story, and I don't know if did we say flat out she's the one who imprisoned. We did. Yes. She's the one who imprisoned the cast. The problem is, like, it's the kind of thing that we all kind of suspected a couple of episodes ago, I think. And then when she starts that story, we were like, yeah, okay. But the Starlights don't figure it out until she gets really, really blatant about it and goes, by the way, that was me. That was me.
And that legendary Sailor Scout, whose name is Galaxia, was me, Sailor Galaxia. She also says that, like, when she comes to destroy everybody, like, everybody just betrays their friends immediately, and that the Sailor Starlights are no different because they just abandoned their home planet, which was destroyed, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see an image of it, like, rotting.
Yeah. So,
like an apple.
So 4 people made it off that planet, and it's the Starlights and Princess Kaku, and Kaku then immediately died.
Well, immediately.
Well, as soon as they found her again. As soon as they wrote enough pop songs to find her.
Well, actually, but that's the thing. So the Starlight's reaction is actually to go, oh, no, they were definitely looking for their princess. Because they were like, wait. So this light of hope that we've been looking for was you? Because that doesn't sound like it's going to help us much. And I don't quite understand that leap that they made, because, like, yes, she is the greatest guardian, but also she's evil. So anyway, that was what they get from it.
Yeah. Galaxia's costume is really good. Like, it's so good. It's weird when she's sitting down because it's all, like, spiky and metal, but when she's standing up in action, she looks incredibly dope. And I love that she still has the little Sailor Fuku collar.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. Yeah, she does. It's very fun.
And her sword is, like, really long.
Yeah, it's a long sword. That's what they call them, that.
Yes, except she can use it with one hand.
Yeah. You can use a long sword with one hand, Jordan. It just does a D8 damage. If you use it with 2, it does D10. Come on, get with it. 5th edition, baby.
It's only 2 dice. It's not the end. Anyway. It doesn't matter. Point is, Sailor Moon's reaction to this story about her turning evil and murdering everyone is, but did you try friendship?
Okay, but did you try friendship?
Which is great. Of course, that should be what Sailor Moon's reaction should be. Again, much like Superman, my favorite Superman is when Superman always tries to not punch things, if at all possible. And that is great about Sailor Moon as well. Her first reaction is always, is this something friendship can solve? That, like, on the Sailor Moon flowchart, that is the first question. Absolutely.
Have you tried friendship? Have you tried friendship again? Have you tried friendship, but all of your dead friends put their hands on your shoulder? I do love that Usagi, like, at this point, because, again, at this point, I assume this will be undone in episode 200, because if not, this show's a huge bummer. But, like, at this point in the show, all of the other Sailor Senshi are dead. And Mamoru is dead.
All the proper ones, yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, but I got a little something in my back pocket to solve this mess. It's called making friends.
It's pretty amazing that she holds out hope in the face of all of this. That she doesn't, having lost literally everyone she cares about except for the people she met like a month ago. She still is like, there's actually a better way, just FYI.
Well, I kept watching this and I kept being like, I feel like the major problem, like character-wise, with what we've been getting through is that Usagi's really passive. Like the show is called Sailor Moon. I mean, I guess at this point the show's called Sailor Stars, but whatever. Like she's
that's a good point, actually.
The lead character of the show, and she just kind of stands around doing nothing for this entire like episode arc. But then I kept being like, what could she do that would be true to her character? Because if she like flips out and goes like beast mode and like tears off Galaxia's head, it's like, well, that's not actually what I wanted.
Yes, but at the same time, again, the first point still stands. I mean, you remember there was a moment a couple episodes ago that I criticized a couple episodes ago when the outer Senshi are talking to the Starlights and are like, you should believe in Sailor Moon like we do. So anyway, she's going to stay here and we're going to go do stuff. And it's like, wait, what? We believe in her like as a mascot.
Here's how I would have pitched the ending to this. Mm-hmm. And this might be what happens. Nobody tell me, because I still have not watched the last episode.
Good.
I would have like, you remember that time Sailor Moon like went into the Avatar state that we've talked about, like when she turned into Princess Serenity in space. Like I would have that happen, and then she like tears chaos out of Galaxia, but then she like becomes Usagi again, and Usagi absorbs it, and then it's done. Because Usagi's like, like, no, I like that's my power. I am completely incorruptible. So, like
that'd be pretty good.
Like that's, she's not a good fighter. She's not a good, like, she doesn't have the most powerful attacks, but she's the one who can heal people, and she's the one who like always has that want of friendship and like happiness and hope. So that's how I would have pitched the ending. I would not have pitched everyone does all their attacks and Galaxia laughs at them. Although that's pretty good.
These episodes, this one especially, did drive Devin a little batty because of how much repetition there is. There's a lot. Like there's a lot of, all right, so now I'm going to finally zap you, and then somebody stands in front of it. It happens a lot.
Yeah, based on the amount of like reused footage in this episode, I am expecting that episode 200 is in like 4K. like lavishly painted every scene.
They invented it for that. Yeah.
It looks like the fight scenes in One Punch Man, the whole show. But yeah, all the Sailor Starlights, they do all their attacks, which is when I was like, is it just going to take one team up attack that they could have done 3 episodes ago?
Wait. Is that before or after she swings her sword?
Before, I think?
Is it? No, I don't. Wow, what am I saying? Yeah, no, because she does the... Okay, so Usagi goes, what about friendship? She laughs in her face. Yeah, it's really hard to tell if that's hair. Anyway, sorry. So she blasts a giant, I'm going to kill Usagi finally, blasts at Usagi. Fighter grabs her and saves her. And that's when Galaxia does the little speech about, hey, you know what happened when their planet died? They all ran like babies. They let everybody else die so they could save their own skins, which is not 100% true, but whatever.
She calls them losers.
She does call them losers. Which
is both like a massive understatement for people who have betrayed their entire home planet, but also the perfect term for it. These losers.
Yeah, there was a anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. was going to talk about a Mr. Show sketch, and I was like, "There's no reason to talk about that."
Yeah, we've already gone through 0 hour. We have a limit.
So she swings her sword to like. Also, again, it's sort of unclear if the sword also channels energy. Anyway, she swings the sword and chops the building they are all standing on in half entirely.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Here is a very basic question that I think has more to do with me than the show, and also the fact that we have spaced these episodes out too much. Where's this fight happening?
It's happening on top of Genga TV, I think.
Okay, so this is in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
All this is happening. Okay.
It doesn't look like it because she has already effed the world, and I guess I've decided I'm not going to swear for the second. She's already like fucked the world. Remember there was that moment I think again last episode where she was like, Usagi's like, everything's going to be okay, and Galaxia was like, did you have a look around? And then she like looked around and it was like, oh yeah, this is the apocalypse. Right.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if this was taking place in her weird little throne room dimension or not.
No, she came out. Yeah. She just could have come out. That's the thing. She could have come out whenever she felt like it. That was when I criticized the season for saying there was no limiting factor. She could have done this in episode 1. She just didn't. She could have started the season by going, oh, okay, this planet's next. Boom.
It's not a structurally sound arc. So yeah, all the Starlights, they do all their super sweet attacks at once, and again, I think a really good job of being like, oh, I guess that's all it took, because we get like, Galaxia does the blood drops on the ground thing that bad guys in anime do. I saw a really great tweet when I was looking at the Bad website that was like, ugh, I hate it when I'm facing off against my rival and we shoot energy beams at each other, but his is slightly stronger than mine and it keeps pushing mine back towards me.
It's pretty good.
Very relatable.
Yes.
So yeah, hey, by the way, there are a lot of flashing lights in this episode. Take that warning to heart. If you watch this on Hulu, it's a lot of flashing lights.
It is.
But yes, it turns out Galaxia is like, it's just a tiny little cut and she's actually just fine.
It's funny, like as you've been talking, I've been watching this sequence, but like the sequence goes on a really long time.
Yes.
I have to like fast forward in order to catch up with it. With the end of it.
A thing I liked about this is that Fighter, like they're like, we did it, we wounded her, she's not immortal. And Sailor Starfighter basically goes, if she bleeds, we can kill it.
Yep.
Which is nice.
So she's mad about that.
Yeah, she goes Super Saiyan, she starts to glow yellow, and then she stabs the ground.
This is an important part.
Okay.
Because I've seen the ending, but I don't remember everything about the ending. I think this might be a hint. What she says is, I was gonna steal your star seeds, but now instead I'm gonna kill you.
Stealing their star seeds would have killed them?
No, this is what I'm saying. Maybe not.
Okay. Okay. So maybe all those people who got their star seeds stolen, like, all the other Sailor Senshi,
right,
might not be gone.
Because don't forget, they lost their star seeds and then faded from existence. That's all. That right. Line made me go, oh, hang on.
They were sent into eternal sleep. Wink, wink.
Sure. Well, you think he came back, so...
I do think he came back. That is my fan theory, and it makes perfect sense, and I shan't hear a word against it. So yes, we get... Galaxia is like, I'm going to murder you. She shoots out energy. All of the Sailor Starlights are suffering in screaming in pain as black lightning crackles around them, and then... We're in the act break, everybody.
It's true. It's very, very true.
Bit of a tone problem, isn't it?
The show has problems at this point.
Yes.
I mean, in its defense, we don't have the recap music anymore, which would have been pretty amazing if we did.
It would have been great if it was like, Galaxia has been poisoned by the chaos and it's going to destroy the world. Anyway, act break time.
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
I am having fun. I always have fun doing this show.
Babe, having fun?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know it.
Listener, are you having fun? Don't answer. I can't hear you. But if you are, if the answer to that was yes, Jordan, how can they take action on that fun?
All you have to do is to go to patreon.com/sailorbusiness, and you can sign up to be a patron of the show. That means giving a, I think, monthly donation to the show.
It is monthly.
As little as $1, as much as $60,000. And again, if you do $60,000, we'll stop doing the show. If you want to make everybody freak out, imagine how hilarious it would be.
Give us $60,000 and we never do episode 200.
That would be amazing.
Never find out how it ends.
Like, that would be so funny. So please do that. Please.
It would be great.
But otherwise, we're going to, keep going. And every, for one more episode, and every person who supports is awesome, personally, as a human being. So we
absolutely
appreciate that.
Yeah, and we have a new patron to thank.
Let's hear it.
I believe only one new patron to thank, Drusilla LaFay.
Thank you, Drusilla.
Yeah, a new patron who's getting a pin, by the way.
Ho ho.
So if you want to get a pin, you can just kick in $15 over at the Patreon, and I will eventually send you a pin from the pink envelopes that the guy at the post office did not like.
Oh, no?
Because of the size, not the color. Because he couldn't get the customs form around them. They were too small for the customs forms. He was like, bigger envelope next time, please. But everybody's pin is either on the way or has gotten them. I have heard from people who are like, oh, I didn't get my pins, so I sent them out again. But the last round seems to have clicked. I got a bunch of people saying, hey, got the pins. Great. If you haven't gotten yours, let me know. I'll send it out. But yeah, if that is a thing you can do. If you kick in $5 a month, you get bonus content. There's always bonus content for every episode of our sister show, Xena Warrior Business, which is me and Allie talking about whatever. That show is 80% tangent at this point. But you'll probably get a little bit of Sailor Business bonus content soon that'll involve us talking about Conan the Barbarian and possibly explaining Zero Hour, although I think that should be left in the show.
It was fun. Yeah, let's give it to them.
Good bit. But yeah, if you like the
there was more plot in my summary of 0 Hour over like 2 minutes than in this entire episode, though. So
that is true. It made as much sense though. But yes, that's a thing you can get over there. And hey, whether you have been there since I think we launched that in 2015, and I think there are people who might have been on there since then. Thank you to everybody. Or if you are the newest people who jumped on, if you've been thinking about it, thanks. That has been super awesome of you. It has been great to have a nice, tangible reason or evidence that people enjoy the show, I think.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah. And we are, I believe, going to do at least 2 more, because we've got episode 200. And then I think we're going to do like just a retrospective of the whole series, like a wrap up after that. So hey, stick around. It'll be maybe 6 months.
Oh,
JK. Thanks everybody.
Yes, thank you so much.
Ready to get back into it?
I am.
Okay, let's do it. So, as previously mentioned, all of the Starlights are being murdered.
There's a really weird shot right when we get back from the act break where we see Fighter flying away from the camera, but like it's so weirdly drawn. Do you know the shot I'm talking about?
I am dialing it back to see. The act break is very funny. Because it's the bright, sparkly stars and everything, too.
So, what it is
pictures of characters that aren't in this episode.
Oh yeah. What it is that like Fighter is being pulled away from the camera by the butt/waist.
Yeah, so she's like bending forward, and it's a weird perspective shot of like her head.
Yeah, because we're getting it from like I guess Galaxia's point of view. I don't know, or up close to Fighter though. And so yeah, like her head is enormous, but her waist is in the middle and like small, but then her legs are at the bottom. It's a very weird perspective shot.
Yeah, wouldn't it be weird if Sailor Moon had characters with large heads and small waists and really weirdly long legs? What an unusual event. JK. Love you, Mako. You're the best.
It's a weird shot.
So, team-up attacks didn't work. So regular attacks didn't work. Team up attacks didn't work. What's the next thing we got? It's Sailor Moon.
Oh, Fighter's hair came out, right? Or is that later?
Her hair came out?
It might be later in the episode, actually. Her hair comes out of its ponytail.
Oh, okay.
But I can't tell because there's so much black in this scene. I literally can't tell.
Yeah, it blends in.
Right.
That's why she needs those Superman blue highlights in there, or the purple ones like Ray has.
So this is another scene of somebody about to kill somebody, and then somebody jumps in front of it.
Right. This time it's Usagi, who literally says, "I think we can come to an understanding."
What's your offer, Usagi?
Right.
Listen, what do I have to do to get you into this not destroyed Earth today? How can I sweeten this deal for you, Galaxia?
Oh, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And for a moment, we do see the purple lady.
Yeah.
So it's like she's getting through to her,
Mm-hmm.
but then IRL Galaxia just backhands Usagi.
Yeah.
And when we watched this the other night, right when she did that, Biscuit started barking at something.
Yes, she
And I
does.
was like, I know Biscuit. It was mean.
It's not okay to do that.
Also, like, sorry, this episode also has lots and lots and lots of the butterfly smell.
Oh, like from the sensor?
Yeah. Lots and lots of
Yeah.
energy butterflies that were also referred to as smelling like something.
Yeah.
Which, the thing about that being, like, I thought those were the princess's butterflies, but I guess not.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Because that's the other thing. I thought maybe the purple lady was Princess Kakyu, but I'm pretty sure that's real Galaxia. Sailor Galaxia.
Hmm.
So Usagi's like, Galaxia goes, I'm God. And Usagi's like, I don't know about that. And so she gets out her staff and tries to do... this is the only time we ever see this attack, it turns out.
Well, yeah, no, it's a new move.
Yeah.
It's a new move. Sailor Moon manifests a new move, a thing that she does periodically.
Yeah, it's
over
the end of the season.
Yeah, right.
It's like she knows it's the end of a season. She does not realize it's the end of the series. I think she would maybe be panicking a little more. But yeah, it's this is Silver Moon Crystal Power. And her rod is very long. It's 8 feet tall at this point. But Galaxia is like, there'll be none of that.
Yeah.
No new attacks in this episode, young lady.
That was a surprise. This was a really big surprise.
Yeah. She cuts the rod in half.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I mean, like you said, this is every other season of the show, this is how it ends. Sailor Moon manifests a new power with very little explanation, and it just works, and the bad guy is done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not this time.
Yeah, so for the third time in this episode, someone jumps in front of someone who is about to be killed.
Yep.
This time it's Fighter, again, saving Sailor Moon from getting run through by Galaxia.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we're still gonna fight. And then they fight. It does not go well.
No.
So, all right. And again, yeah, I do think that Fighter's hair is out. I know that sounds weird, but I think it is. It definitely is later, but anyway.
I love it when somebody gets hit so hard that they detransform, and then they're like civilian closer battle damage. That's like my second favorite thing, like version of that. My first favorite is on Power Rangers when someone gets hit and the helmet cracks, and so you can like see the helmet, like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's dope. But I also like it when, somebody's normally tied back hair gets untied.
Yeah. And that has definitely happened because, yeah, I can see in some of the wide shots, her hair is flowing all over the place when they're doing the big action. But again, action with epilepsy triggering, flashing, and everything jumping around. It's a very, very weird episode.
It's a lot of it looks cool. I joked earlier about the reused footage, but it doesn't look like this episode is cheap because all of the flashing light stuff looks really cool, but it is a lot.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it really is.
Also, Taiki and Yaten keeping their mullets tight.
Yeah.
None's getting Taiki's out. Not happening.
So this is a part where I was like, what the hell is going on? For sure. You're right. I forgot about this part where they transform into comets or shooting stars, I suppose.
Starlights.
Right.
Starlights.
Yeah,
Sure,
no, I understand.
They're starlights.
But how come they actually seem to have actually turned into actual shooting stars?
Why not?
Well, I mean, I guess, yes, again, that's a very end of season of Sailor Moon question. Why not have 4 characters randomly turn into shooting stars?
Yeah, they turn into literal starlights that then get punched.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great, I gotta say.
Yeah, they get... They are like, Sailor Moon, we're going to take care of this and, probably die. So bye. Keep it lit.
Yeah. So then for the 4th time this episode, someone is about to get stabbed and someone else jumps in front of them.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, this time it's Usagi jumping in front of Fighter again.
They're just taking turns.
And they're like, oh, she's going to release the energy of her starseed. And I'm like, oh, okay, so there was a thing.
No. She ejects her starseed.
Yeah, but it also doesn't work.
Well, yes, right. Well, I wouldn't say it doesn't work. It does work. No. Hold on. I think you might be mistaken. I think you might have a different interpretation than what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying she surrenders. I'm saying Galaxia has been like, what I like to do is go around and tear people's souls out. And Usagi, having tried everything else, goes, all right, here's my soul, and like rips it out of her own body and just holds it out to her.
I thought she was like gonna like self-destruct like her starseed, and like Usagi's gonna sacrifice her life to stop Galaxia.
That's not. Let me see what they say. The stars. First of all, Galaxia talks about how beautiful it is, and it's unlike anybody else's in the world. And then she just smashes it.
Yeah. Then she like shoots her with like mind bullets. Babe, what did you think happened?
I did think she was sacrificing herself because she refuses to fight the entire episode.
Yeah, like that's.
Yeah. I don't think it's.
Hold on. I think you need to clarify sacrifice herself, because I think we're both saying she sacrificed herself, but in different ways.
I don't think she gives up. I think she's like, fine, if this is what you want, this is what I will give you.
Okay, so you don't think it was like an attack that she was?
No.
Okay, maybe then.
No, because she doesn't fight the entire episode. But that's her thing. Like, she doesn't want to fight. She wants to overpower her with love and friendship. That's her whole deal. That's what the last 200 episodes
it is her coming to an understanding. It's like it's her making a deal. So yeah, maybe I guess I had that wrong.
And like you said, though, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. No one jumped in front of her that time, unfortunately.
We literally watch her soul, well, again, starseed, whatever it is, shatter.
Is there anything in this show other than transformation sequences that happens more than someone jumping in front of someone else as they're about to get stabbed?
Well, if it's Memo, they actually get stabbed.
Yeah. So the Mamoru got it.
Nobody jumps in front of Memo. No, I don't. I mean, probably, pigging out.
Yeah, that's true. Eating that fruit peller. Here's a thing that I really think is fun. Galaxia is like the starseed of the Princess of the Moon. It has a light unlike anyone else in the galaxy. And then like she shoots her with my bullets. She's like, it sucks actually. I hated it. Your starseed's garbage. Galaxia is mean in a way that the other villains in the show are not mean, and I like that about her.
It's pretty funny. So then I think Galaxia like collects all the broken pieces of her starseed.
Well, first Sailor Moon gets detransformed. She turns into ribbons, but then like the ribbons stick around. She is enribboned for the rest of the episode.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I am on the Wikimoon page just to get some notes. Thing I didn't expect, and a thing that like really makes me wonder what's going to happen next episode. We have seen the last of Sailor Moon, of the Sailor Moon costume. No more.
I mean, that's a pretty big sort of. Well, it's sort of a big spoiler, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, not a spoiler. We've watched every episode.
Well, not one.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't. Does she not do anything? Does she turn into Princess Serenity? Does she turn into Neo Queen Serenity? I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Again, there's some good acting from Fighter in this. Also, lots of like agony.
Yes. So Galaxia does, and like she does, like take the starseed at that point.
Right, I forgot. There's the whole thing we didn't learn about yet. I was like, what? How is there so much left of this episode? And there's a whole thing we have yet to learn.
Buddy, this is the part that took me a couple of times. So back in the day when Galaxia is fighting the Chaos, and she says, "Damn the Chaos," which I like. It's fun. After sealing it away in her own body, she had to do something so that she would survive. And what she did was she sent her starseed out.
Yeah.
And what I thought was going to happen, because she goes, "Oh, who will protect the galaxy if I, am destroyed by the Chaos?" And I thought it was going to go, like at this point I was like, oh, it's going to go to the moon.
Right.
And find Princess Serenity.
Right.
And that's how we get Sailor Scouts. Like that's how we get Sailor Senshi.
Because they already had it.
And then its presence like created the other Sailor Senshi. That's not what happens though.
No, because the Sailor Wars have been raging for centuries.
Yeah.
So they already existed. Although, wait, this doesn't make sense either. Wait, hold on.
Yes?
Okay, continue with what happened, because I think I maybe forgot what happened. Go ahead.
Okay, so she takes her starseed out. It turns into a smell butterfly and flies out to another galaxy where it turns into Chibi Chibi, right?
That certainly is suggested, yes. That certainly is what it seems to be. But also it grows a bunch of flowers. The flowers are confusing. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's when she takes her starseed out. It like creates life all around her feet, like on the desolate planet where she is, which is why I thought it was going to create the Sailor Scouts when it went to the moon.
Sensible.
Right. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Right. And so we don't see it go and become Chibi Chibi. We just see it turn into an incense butterfly and fly away. Oh, and by the way, we hear this because Princess Kakyu like somehow is telling them this?
Yeah, because then Fighter ties her hair back up and goes, give us the last little bit of your power, princess who died 4 episodes ago.
Yeah, didn't she get her starseed, or maybe did she not? Because she actually died. I can't remember.
But then the legendary silver crystal shows up, because we see it in its in its flower form, like when the crystal turns into like the lotus thing that it does, which I've always thought was really cool. And it goes into Usagi, which is where is that her starseed?
I think it might have been. I think it might have been her starseed, because again, what's her name? Galaxia gathered up all the pieces, but then did somebody take it somehow? Let me look.
Chibi Chibi might have taken it, but I don't think it, there's a lot going on with a lot of flashing lights.
Yeah, I think I remember Chibi taking it, but I haven't actually been able to see that in the stuff I'm looking at. So
either it's the silver crystal, or it's a manifestation of the light of hope.
But it does look exactly like the crystal used to.
It is the same look as the silver crystal when it turns into a flower. It goes into Usagi. Galaxia's like, oh no, that's my one secret weakness. And then we get a shot of Chibi Chibi, who I guess is Sailor Galaxia's soul in physical form, as a tiny child with upsettingly large eyes who lives in Usagi's house. Mm-hmm. And that's the end of the episode. Yeah. Roll credits on this one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's also and it's the light of hope, and yeah, it's so weird.
I hope people aren't just yelling at their phones about me being an idiot, and they're like, yes, that does actually sound kind of complicated. Hopefully the next issue will clear some things up.
It is complicated. What are you talking about? Definitely.
I need Usagi to come out, sit on a chair backwards, and be like, hey guys, here's what happened. Here's what's been going on in my life. Mm-hmm. Memoru dead. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what we learned in this episode. It's time for Sailor Business Says. Babe, did you learn anything from this episode of Sailor Moon?
I learned that the next time I do my hair, I need to make sure to really distinguish my hair from the crown that I wear. every day because I'm a little worried that people might think that I just have like really like big spiky hair.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to get your base layer crown and then your over crown,
Yes.
like Galaxia has.
Yes.
Jordan?
Oh God, what did I learn? Nope. I don't know that I learned much. I learned that sometimes you turn into a comet. No, that's not accurate.
You didn't learn that.
I didn't learn that. I didn't learn that. I guess I learned that sometimes friendship doesn't win the day.
That was going to be mine.
Oh, thank God I stole it then.
That was going to be mine. It was going to be like, sometimes you do combine your powers, it still does not work, and you get punched in the face. But you know what? You know what I learned?
What?
I learned this from Sailor Starfighter, and I know we've had our difficulties with Seiya in the past. Very controversial character. Very much a love or hate character is Sailor Starfighter. I learned that you, even in the midst of a fight, and Reed Richards taught me this as well, you can still take some time to do your hair. You can still tie your mullet back up to the ponytail. If you're Reed Richards, you can still go shave while Galactus is still on top of your building.
Put your hair up and square up.
Gotta put your hair up and square up. Take the time. What an episode. And the thing is, like, if we sound negative, I'm not. Like, I'm not disliking it. I'm confused. But I'm frustrated with, like, particularly with Usagi's passivity. Like, I wish there was a lot more for her to do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a persistent problem. Like, that's why the end of season 1 is so good. Because she's kind of forced to be the one who has to do everything.
And also, I mean, again, both the thing I talked about last episode and this episode, we are giving this suboptimal circumstances. It should not be watched over such a long period, and it also shouldn't be thought about this hard. It really shouldn't.
Before we watch 200, I might watch 1 through 199. No,
I dare you.
I might go back like 2 or 3 episodes and like watch the whole little bit before I watch 200 just to make sure I've got the context, because I want, like, I still, like, literally we have 0.5% of this show left, and I do not know what's going to happen in the last episode. I have no idea.
I bet you somebody could edit the last bunch of episodes into like a pretty tight movie.
You could take about the last 3 and get like 45 minutes.
But I mean, like, again, don't forget, like, since the whole beginning of the end, since our last villain of the week, whatever it was, or since they beat the last mini boss, like, you could probably get a good like 1.5-hour movie out of it.
There's a lot of repetition, and that doesn't help the, like, watching it the way we are. Yeah, like 196 is where Kakyu dies, so I feel like I might start there and watch all the way through to 200, because again, I'm not enjoying it.
No,
I'm having a good time watching the show. It's just weird and confusing in a way that maybe the first season was not.
No, the first season, I mean, again, at the end of every season, there's weird stuff that doesn't make a ton of sense. But again, and we've talked about this over as it went on, like, the more Sailor Moon we watched, the more I think season 1 was the best Sailor Moon by a very, very long shot.
Yes. Yes, you are correct.
Yes. I mean, S is pretty good.
But it's still, even though S has some things in it that I love, and it has some things in it that some people love, like most of the whole show, which is Neptune and Uranus, I still just, season 1 is just better. Like, it just is.
I would be inclined to agree with you, and this is a topic of discussion for the retrospective show.
Oh, yeah.
But but I feel like, I don't know, I'll say it for the retrospective show, but I do think the presence of Hotaru as a looming threat is an interesting one that makes S really, really good. But we can get into that. Yeah, I'm looking at the episode summaries. Episode 191, as a last resort, the girls decide to enter a video game tournament.
Yeah.
That's where we were at 8 episodes ago.
Yes.
What a show.
Wild.
All right, babe, we've come to the end of the episode. Is there anywhere that you want people to look for you online?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
But do, if you are a person who menstruates, do take that survey.
Yes.
And we will
Please
get
do.
that link for you, and it'll be on our Twitter.
I just really care about equity in science. So
It is an important thing
It
that
is.
fans of the show should think is important.
yes,
So,
agreed.
all right. Well, I'll find you here
Yeah,
in the apartment.
if you don't follow me on Twitter already, you're not
Yeah.
gonna. Sorry.
Yeah. You did it right.
Yeah, I locked down a couple years ago, and I have enough friends. It's fine. I don't need any more.
Yeah,
I'm
your
sure-
team up attacks always work.
I'm sure